What's up, everybody? It's your man Tony. I'm back with another episode of Conquer Your Kitchen, and as you see, I don't have a whole lot here because we're doing homemade corn tortillas. It's so simple. You got 3 ingredients you mix together. The hard part is the technique. Getting that part down is a little bit, it's going to take some practice. Okay, I'm just going to say it. It's going to take some practice, but you can do it. So we're going to jump right down, get into the ingredients. There's really not a whole lot to get into. We have some masa and some hot water and a little salt. That's all you need for homemade tortillas. It is really simple, guys. So look, I'm just going to start here. You can pick up masa at any Hispanic store. If you live in a big enough area and they have an ethnic aisle in the grocery store, is usually going to be there. So you can find it. Just look for masa or maseca. You'll find it, I guarantee it. The difference between masa and regular cornmeal, I want to have a cup of water here that I just heated in the microwave. You can use hot tap water if your tap gets hot enough. My tap, waiting for my water to get hot in this apartment is like waiting for summer to show up in Chicago. It'll get there eventually, but it's a while. Okay, so I just popped it in the microwave. Now I'm starting this with the spatula here, but ideally what you want to do is just get in there with your hands and just get it going, and just mixing that up, you're just forming a dough. Okay, and that's all you're doing. And you can put some different flavors in here. Sometimes when I do these, I'll throw in a little bit of garlic powder, maybe a little onion powder, you know, nothing too heavy, because usually whatever you're putting in the shell is going to be, you know, carrying the flavor. So you don't want to get too crazy with it. So once you get this in here and get it all mixed up, this is kind of the consistency you're looking for. Is kind of like Play-Doh. Okay, and just get in there with your hands. You're not looking to form any gluten or anything like that, because this cornmeal, like I was saying before, the difference between this and say your regular yellow cornmeal is that this is boiled. The corn is boiled or cooked, steamed, some way they do it, and then it's dried out and then it's ground up. So that's the main difference. So you can't use, well, you can't use cornmeal. Don't do it. I like to tell people they can do whatever they want, but it's not going to come out right. Trust me, I've tried. Okay, so that's basically what you're looking for. That kind of consistency. When you push in it, it stays. Okay, your fingerprints stay. Okay, so then you're going to cover this up and let it sit for about a half an hour. Now, because I didn't want to wait for a half an hour, I already made some. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. And a cup of masa and a cup and a quarter, give or take a couple of teaspoons, is going to yield you about 8 to 10 shells. Okay, so just leave your bowl over there next to you. Let me wipe my hands off here because they get a little messy. And like I said, this technique is going to take some practice. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I still don't, you know, it doesn't always come out right for me. So it takes some practice. Get yourself a tortilla press, and it's going to come with this little piece of plastic. Okay, if it doesn't come with this, take a Ziploc bag, cut the top off of it, and then cut the sides off of it. Don't cut the bottom off, because then you have 2 pieces of plastic. So just imagine that this used to be a Ziploc, like the gallon size. Cut the zip part off, cut the sides off, and then you'll have this nice piece of plastic. That's the thickness that you want. If you use, like, you know, plastic wrap, it's not quite thick enough, and it's not going to play right. All right, so like I said, I'm hoping that this comes out right the first time, because sometimes it just doesn't, and I have to play with it. So put it down there in the middle, close it down, and press it. You don't have to crank on it. You don't have to scoot it out the sides or anything like that. So as you see, I kind of put mine too close to the back, and so the fold made it straight. It's no big deal. Alright, so peel that off on your hands. Let's get this out of the way. Let's bring in our cast iron. And you want to lay it down, palm side down. Let the edge catch, and then lay it straight down. Now, that's part of the technique part. When you get that, it's really hard to correct. But we're just going to leave it alone and let it go, because this is Conquer Your Kitchen. Sometimes these things happen, right? So you just leave it in here for about a minute, and then you're going to flip it. Okay? And when it's ready, I'll be right back and show you what it looks like. Alright, so this one didn't exactly want to play right. It wanted to be stubborn. It'll still be eaten, but it didn't come out as quite the way I wanted it to. So we just throw that one in the warmer there, and we'll try another one. And like I said, this is the part that you're going to struggle with, possibly. I mean, maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones to get it right off the bat. But the technique of how to lay it in generally dictates how it's going to come out. Okay, if you lay it in correctly, then most of the time you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So we're going to start that again, and right here we just lay it down, let that first end catch, and then just roll your hand out of the way. That's perfect. That's what we want. A nice round tortilla. Not that craggly thingy that we ended up with. But like I said, it's going to be eaten. Don't you worry about that. So right when you lay it down, if it's hot enough, you'll be able to get that nice puff in there. So you just want to leave that in there for about a minute or so, and then flip it. If everything goes well, it won't stick, and you'll get a perfect tortilla. Alright, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this has been in here for just about a minute. And you just want to take a spatula and just wiggle it around a little bit, give it a nice flip, and there you go. And then we're going to leave it on this side for about 30 seconds or so, and then flip it again if you have to, and you're done. And then you just get a rotation, get a assembly line. It's good to have, like, you know, your husband or wife, or maybe even your kids, and they can do the pressing part, you can do the cooking part, or vice versa, however you want to do it. Okay, it's a really good thing. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit more work than going to the store and buying the, you know, 50-cent bag of tortillas, but the taste is where you put in your work. Okay, it's about the taste, and the quality is always going to taste better coming from your kitchen than it does coming from the grocery store. So this, guys, is pretty much all we're dealing with. Okay, and you flip it again, press it, and if it's done right, it sometimes will get you a nice little puff, and it'll start to separate. But guys, that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to leave that to finish doing this thing. And these are some that I made a little earlier. And there's just no beating these. There's no beating these. They look rustic. They taste fantastic. There's your taco shell. That's all I can say about it. There's really not a lot to go into it on this video. So I'll just... Oh yeah. I'm going to fill that bad boy up with some steak, throw some hot sauce on it, and be good to go. So thanks a lot for coming by, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Conquer Your Kitchen. I'm here to help you cut the intimidation from being in your kitchen. So tell somebody, like, subscribe, share, click the bell if you haven't, so that you get all the notifications whenever I upload a new video. They're coming to you every Monday, and I am going to eat. So thank you. Peace out. God bless you.